Welcome to the Cozy Con podcast. We're your hosts, Grace,
Dorothy,
and Bekah.
And we're a podcast that talks about con stories, the horrors, our own experiences, our great experiences. But when let me just say, the last episode we listened to, which was our first episode, we did okay. What do you guys think? I think we did pretty good.
It could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse. But I think it was pretty good.
I think it was pretty good for what it is.
But we're improving. We're improving this episode. We're taking out all the stops here, guys. We're
character
going
development.
First. Yes. Dorothy, that is exactly what's about to happen. We're gonna talk about ourselves. What? Wow. Woo.
Yeah. Go us.
Yay.
Why don't we talk about how we all met first? Because I think it's I think it's crazy how everyone knows everyone in the cosplaying con community, where I will meet someone in California and then they'll know my friend in Florida, or I'll meet someone in Chicago, but they don't live in Chicago. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we talk, let's talk about how we all met, which was at KatsuCon 2020, right?
Yes.
Yes, it was 2020.
The only con in 2020. KatsuCon.
Yeah.
Why don't you set the scene, Dorothy? Because I feel like from your perspective, it's whole different.
What a sweet memories. Okay, so Grace and Bekah already knew each other previously, and they went to the con themselves with another friend, but I went with a whole different friend group. So I was hanging out with just a bunch of my other friends at the time. We were really bored, so we sat down at some random bench just to kind of chat and relax, but we were kind of just boring each other. And then we hear some shouting, and I see the person next to me waving aggressively. So I look over, and then I look up, and out in the distance on this balcony are these other cosplayers with the sign. What did it say? Welcome home?
Welcome
Was
home.
that it?
With a big deku on it.
They're just cheering down at us. And I'm like, okay, weird, but alright. So I wave back at them. And then they walk away. Then they got off the balcony. And I'm like, okay, that was kind of cool. A neat little thing. And then my friends and I went back to being bored and quiet. And then a couple minutes later, these people from up on the balcony actually took the time to go all the way off of the balcony down to where we were sitting on the bench. And this is not it was a simple path. You had to weave your way halfway through the convention center to find the bench. I don't know how we managed to stay in that spot that long for them to get to us.
I was amazed you guys were still there. We were so happy. We're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
We found them. They're still there. But let me give you our perspective. For an hour, we were just chilling up on the balcony, and I was just yelling at strangers. Also, let me also set the scene a bit more, because I was in Inko Midoriya cosplay, and Dorothy and her other friend were in Izuku Midoriya, or Deku,
we were
from
both
My Hero
Deku.
Academia. Yeah. And if you guys don't know My Hero Academia, I was a mom character, and then they were my child, technically. And so I had a sign that says, welcome home, with a big Deku on it, and so I just kept on screaming from the Deku. Not the Deku, from the balcony. Screaming from the Deku. Screaming from the balcony, just at passing cosplayers and telling them they look good. But we screamed at you for a good minute, I think. And you guys responded so well back to us. We're like, we gotta go talk to them. We gotta go talk to them. And we did. It was a hassle to get through everything, but we found you. We found you.
I just have to know, were you cheering at me or my friend who was doing
Yes!
Deku and sitting literally right next to me? Which one? Who were you cheering at?
I didn't notice that they were Deku at first, because they were in the ghost cosplay one.
Oh.
So I saw
me.
your hero suit.
Oh.
I saw your hero suit,
were
and then I
from
saw
the
that your
start.
friend was... I saw your friend
so
was
much.
Deku, and so it was just double Deku! Ah! But... yeah, we went down, and then we talked, and then we came to just walking around with each other.
We just clicked right off the like all of us. Like we just chatted and chatted.
It was great.
Yeah, we stood by that trash can for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. We got up off the bench and all just stood there talking to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you gave us Valentine's.
Yeah, it was Valentine's Day.
I gave you a cookie. I don't know if that was destroyed though.
It was a little crushed, but
yeah,
it was a nice gesture.
It made it through a flight though, so I was happy.
Did you eat it
made
though?
It that far.
Yeah, it was one of the only things I ate the whole day. I think I had, so for breakfast I had a bowl of cereal, and then for lunch, everyone was getting food, but it was so expensive at the convention center, and I was like, well, there's food back at the hotel, but I didn't want to go back to the hotel, so I just drank a bottle of water for lunch. And then around midnight I had that cookie, and then another bowl of cereal. So that was what I ate that day.
Well, I asked because we've had friends who we've given the cookie to, like, on Friday that week.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept it and didn't eat it until,
all.
after the convention.
What?
And I was like, why are you not eating it? And she's like, well, I wanted to keep it. I was like, it's a cookie.
You want to watch it mold?
I had one of my friends keep the cookie for a month. And I'm just like, just eat it. Like, what are you doing? It was
I can give you another one.
Yeah.
It's alright.
I will send you more. It's not that big of a deal. They're like, but you gave it to me at con. And I was so happy. I'm like, oh, but it's going to spoil, so you can just throw it out at this point. But then, like, throughout the week, we kind of just kept on meeting up and talking. Basically.
Mm-hmm.
And one night we talked for 4 hours until 4 in the morning or something.
It was pretty late.
It was a while.
Yeah.
Late night.
It was for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But that is how we met, and it was I don't even know what to say. I can never, no, that's not what I should say. I've never been happier. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, that's how we met. But we didn't actually talk immediately after the con, though. We, like, waited 2 or 3 weeks because Dorothy made a video on TikTok talking about...
Look, I just, like, here, we're telling convention stories without names, right? We're not talking crap about the people, we're just sharing the experience. So I just wanted to share my experience. Yeah, so I met these guys, and we exchanged our names, and they were like, oh, what's your name? I told them, my name's Dorothy, and, it was mostly, did you guys ask first?
It was me.
It was you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she asked if I had a nickname, right? Or something based off my username. My username is Air of Clouds on pretty much all my social media, and I told her no, like, Dorothy's fine, right? Like, you can just say Dorothy.
Yeah.
And then I think it was your guys' other friend who started going on about it. And was like, oh, well, how about Airy or Cloudy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you want to go by Air? And I said, no, it's just Dorothy. That's my name. That's my real name. You don't have to use my username. Just use my real name. Everyone does. And they just kept going on. And then later on in the weekend, they kept using... What, Cloudy?
Yeah.
Were they saying Cloudy?
Yeah, it was Cloudy.
And I told them no, I wasn't angry about it, but I was just kind of weirded out. Why wouldn't you want to use my name? Is there something wrong with it? So I just shared this story as a TikTok. I didn't think much of it, I just thought it was kind of funny. And I thought, well, maybe I should message them beforehand so they know I'm not angry about it. But I thought, no, they'll get it's a joke. They didn't.
No, we didn't. Me and Bekah were so worried. We're like, oh my god, they hate us. We didn't mean to call him Cloudy. If we accidentally did, we're so sorry. Oh my god, Dorothy hates us. I want to be friends with Dorothy. And so we had like an hour call talking about how do we address this. We need to tell Dorothy that we're sorry. We're so sorry for this. And as soon as we ended that call, we made a group chat with us three, and me and Bekah were like, I'm so sorry if we offended you. We want to be friends with you. We will never call you Cloudy or anything. And then, I guess after that, you're like, you don't hate us, and you You didn't hate us. That was the main thing.
I just thought it was funny. I told them it was just supposed to be a joke. That's all. It was just sharing the story.
We love you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love you. But yeah, that is really our friendship story right there. And then we just talked ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's been great.
It really was ever since.
It was.
We've had no breaks.
It really was.
Mm-mm.
Like, we don't talk every day, but we still talk. I still talk to you guys more than anyone else.
Yeah, it's very regular.
Same.
I thought that we'd drop off, honestly, by this point, because there are no cons for us to go to together. And that's kind of what keeps friendships together a lot of the times, at least convention friendships. And no, we're obsessed with each other. Ugh.
I'm here just for Bekah. Like,
I'm here just for Bekah, so,
Dorothy, me and you're gonna be fighting soon.
Okay. Wow. Well, I have nothing to say. Please don't take her from me. Please.
I challenge you to a volleyball match.
Oh my god, I suck at sports. Don't do this.
Same. So it's been more. We're just gonna be.
Oh, it's fair then.
I don't know.
You both end up losing.
Bekah only gets herself at the end. It's just Bekah at the end.
Wow.
Also, a disclaimer for everyone that listens to our podcast. Everyone we talk about, we don't use their actual names except when we get permission to use their names. And we do not mean any offense to anyone. This is just from our side of the story. And if you know and you think you know who it is, just know that it's just from our side of the story and this is how we see it. That's it. It's just our experience. And then also for future guests, it's their experience. So no hate. We just want love, and love. Why don't we start out, I guess that after saying that, we're going to be talking about drunk people at cons, so... I mean, our experience weren't great with that, but, they won't remember. They don't remember anyways. So.
They don't know the story.
No?
Yeah, if it is about them, they wouldn't know.
They don't remember. So Dorothy is going to go first this week, because we went first last week. So Dorothy, why don't you start us off?
Okay, alright, drunk people at conventions. So, has everyone here heard of Colossal Con? This con is known as a party con. You guys heard of it, right? Have you guys been?
Yeah.
I don't think either of you have been, right?
No.
Yeah, oh, so this con's at a water park, and it's which is really awesome because it's like a resort, right?
I want to go.
Good context for the story. Yeah, it's a party con. It's literally just a party con. They have panels, and the panels are good, and so are the events, but everybody gets there to get drunk. I went to one panel on the Sunday of the con at 11 a.m., and they were drinking. Like, the panel was explaining Kingdom Hearts while drunk.
Starting early.
11 a.m. on a Sunday! The Sunday of the con! These guys were getting it on. So this is the context, alright? But the first couple times I went to the only times I've gone to Colossal Con so far, I've been under 21, so I was not doing any drinking. But everybody else was! I was cosplaying Pearl from Steven Universe. Yeah, you don't need much context about the character, just she's very loved. The fandom really likes Pearl.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what time was it? It was like 10 p.m. Another thing about Colossal Con is as the day gets later, everybody gets drunker. It wasn't just these weird people at the panel on Sunday that were drinking early. A lot of people did it. So around 6 p.m.
So it was every day?
Every
All
day.
day, every
yes.
day.
Starting Thursday.
It's a 3-day con, right?
No, it's more of a 4-day con. They have panels and stuff on Thursday.
Oh, do they?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
I was
that.
thinking you were saying Monday. Thursday makes more sense.
Yeah, not really Monday. One time when I went, we actually went down on a Wednesday night. So we got we did that twice. Yeah, we got a really early start to this con. Yeah, it's a really long one, and people drink constantly. It's crazy. But
You were ready, though. You got there a day early.
I didn't know. So this is my first time at Colossal Con for this story.
Oh!
Yeah. Well, Colossal Con is right next to, it's in Sandusky, Ohio. So it's right next to Cedar Point, which is a amusement park. So we went on Wednesday and went to the amusement park. And then the next day, we went to Colossal Con. I think this was Saturday of the con, though. I don't remember, honestly. It doesn't matter. but it was late in the day. It was around 10 p.m. This is the drop-off point. Like, around 6 p.m., that's when you get crazy crowds and a lot of drunk people. Not just buzzed up or starting their drinking, but actually drunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the later it gets, the more of those you get. So it's around 10 p.m., and my friend and I sit down on the ground for a second. We were gonna go to a panel, but the line was really long. Like I said, it was really crowded the later it got. So it was really crowded. But we didn't want to leave yet, so we just kind of sat on the ground and hung out. And we looked to our side, and there was some piece of cloth on the ground. We just left it. It was a little bit messy in there. Again, later it gets, weirder it gets also. So then, like I said, I was in Pearl cosplay. I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, my cosplays are perfect or whatever, but I was pretty confident about this one. I thought my Pearl looked pretty good. Again, it wasn't perfect, but I felt confident.
You look good in Pearl, like 10 out of 10.
Thank you. Thanks, man. It means a lot, yeah. So, this guy stumbles over next to my friend and I. And I mean stumbles, like he is out of his mind drunk. There's no way he remembers this, guys. There's no way. He didn't look like he was in cosplay. He was wearing orange pants. He didn't have a wig or anything too crazy, but he was wearing orange pants, and he sits down on the ground next to us, plops down. And he's being friendly, but he's drunk.
Oh.
Yeah. My friend and I didn't really know how to react to this, so we were just like, oh, hi, hey. And he is so excited to see me. His eyes are wide, and he's got like this crazy look in his eye, but not in a weird way. I mean, yeah, it was weird, but it was kind of sweet, right? Like childish wonder. He's like, oh my God, hi, Pearl. And he sits down next to me, plops down. And I just feel flattered. Like, I'm like, oh, this drunk guy thinks I'm actually Pearl. What a compliment, right? Then he looks to the ground next to him and finds that piece of cloth that I told you about that my friend and I just didn't think anything about. And he picks it right up off the ground. It's a pair of lace underwear. And he looks...
Oh my God.
Yeah! And he picked it right up! And he looks to my friend and I, he's like, oh, is this one of your guys's? And we're no! So then his friend was slowly following along behind him. I don't know if he was sober completely, but he was not as drunk as this guy, at least. So he was more reasonable. And the drunk guy, I don't know what his name was. I never learned his name. I don't know what to call him, but I'll just call him the drunk guy. Anyways, he throws the underwear onto his friend's face.
Oh,
that had been on the ground.
That's horrible.
It was very gross. But his attention kept shifting. So then it went back to me, and he said, Pearl, and he started to reach his hand closer to my face and pointing his finger and said, can I touch your Pearl? And I was like, you know what? In my head, I'm like, it's on there. I glued that on. It's not coming off. So I said yes. So I let him touch it, and he was gentle. Again, it was like a childish, like a curious kid, right? And he touches
like a kid
it.
at Disney.
Yeah, honestly, it was cute. I was not bothered. It was weird, but I'm like, all right. He clearly meant no harm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he touched the pearl on my head, and he goes, whoa. He kept trying to ask in-character questions, but it was all over the place, right? I can't quite say what they are because I don't want to spoil Steven Universe for anybody. But he was just like, oh, how did you do this or that? But then he kept getting distracted again. So his friend realizes, oh, we're going to be here for a minute. So he sets the bag down that they had next to him and then goes to sit down. But the guy freaks out and... I can't, okay. I can't say his... Out? Oh, I'm sorry.
The first one?
So there's drunk guy and then there's normal guy. Should I call him sober guy or normal guy? Which one?
Sober guy.
Sober guy. All right. So sober guy plops the bag down a little aggressively next to him. So drunk guy freaks out and says, whoa, stop, dude. You're gonna hurt. And I have to use this name so I don't, you're gonna hurt E. And my friend and I look at each other and we're like, E? What? And he says, yeah, he's in the bag. And the drunk guy grabs the bag, puts it in his lap, reaches in and pulls out a live lizard.
What? Wait, what?
Oh my God.
Wait. He just... why does he have... I have so many questions.
So we also had sober guy was just carrying a bag that had E in
With
it.
a lizard in it?
Yeah.
At least it wasn't a snake. That's all I'm thinking. I'm
I
like,
thought you were gonna be like, just pulls out a figure and starts just like looking at it.
No.
I'm like, a lizard?
Nope, it was
Yeah.
not stuffed. It was not a toy. It was a real lizard. It was adorable. I mean, he had pretty big hands and it just fit right in his palm. He was just crawling around a little bit. He held him real gently. It was cute.
did it look like a lizard that they picked off the ground, or does it look like a lizard they got from like a pet store?
Well, like I said, it had a name, E. It was his. I bet it was lizard. It was his lizard. Yeah. So then my friend and I, we do not need to be in character. We're like, I'm not going to be Pearl anymore. I need to understand what's going on with the lizard. So I asked him, and he was like, oh, well, he's in character with me. And so then my friend next to me looks his costume up and down, and all at once, as if it was an epiphany, she figures it out. Oh, you're cosplaying Holes. He was wearing orange pants, white shirt, and he had a tiny shovel next to him I didn't see before. And then he had the lizard, like from the book.
That's amazing.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I want to see that cosplay. That's
I mean,
an original cosplay. No one ever cosplay Holes.
yeah, it was cool. Yeah. And he said the next day he was going to do Ash, and that E was going to be Charizard. I always say that word wrong. Charizard. Yeah, that.
That's adorable.
Yeah. And then I was like, are you allowed to have him in here? And the drunk guy said, oh yeah, I got permission. Feel like he did not get permission, but I wasn't gonna tell on him. He brought the lizard into the con. Oh, what else happened?
Maybe they're allowed. I've seen like people carry lizards around at a con.
I mean, he was hiding him in his bag, so
Yeah, I guess you're right.
yeah. I don't know. Hey, he just wants to be there to cosplay, man. He's trying to have a good time like the rest of us. I guess he was sneaking into panels, though, which isn't great. Ugh, support the con, E. Gosh.
Yeah. I can't believe you.
Wow.
Without a badge and everything.
Come on.
But you're in cosplay, so that's a plus. Like,
yeah. Just
but
rude.
E needs to really start getting those badges.
I mean, come on.
mhm.
Anyways, so, yeah, not much more happened. He stayed there for a while. I mean, about an hour, I would say. I don't remember exactly. But basically, I don't know. He got up at one point, stumbled a little. His sober friend reassured us that he would not be driving home, that the sober guy was going to take him home and make sure he was safe and everything. So, yeah. And then he walked away into the distance, and my friend and I looked at each other and decided it was time to go back to the hotel for the night. And that's that story.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I did not see the lizard coming.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Oh, here's my lizard. Look, you're gonna look at him.
It was, yeah, live lizard.
Just an emotional support lizard.
Well, he's a cosplayer, Bekah. Gosh, how dare you disrespect him?
Do emotional support lizards exist? Is that a thing?
Dude, I don't think so. I think that he's just crazy
I
and
don't
brought
think
his
so.
pet to the con. I don't think it's that deep.
I mean, I know he brought it to he clearly didn't follow the rules, but do
Yeah.
emotional support lizards okay.
There's
I
emotional
doubt it.
support
You never know.
bunnies, right? There might be. I don't know.
There might
Maybe.
be. I don't know.
I'll find out. I'll find out next week.
Yeah. But you guys
Yeah.
have stories of your own about drunk experiences at cons. Not as being the drunk person, but experiences with them, right?
No. Yeah. Something you should know, I'm not legal yet, but Dorothy and Bekah are,
Mhm.
but they don't want to drink. So
Yeah.
there will be no actual drunk stories from them or from me.
I also haven't had a chance to go to a con yet since turning 21 because of coronavirus. So
Yeah, but would you want to drink at a con? Would
I
you
don't
wanna
think
drink at a
so,
con?
but I'm just saying, like, it wasn't even a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. I
Yeah,
don't want to.
it's yucky.
Yeah. Also, alcohol's gross.
Yeah.
I want to remember the con experience. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I remember everything that happened when people were drunk. It's more fun to know that than anything.
Yeah.
Well, let me set the scene. KatsuCon 2020. We are roaming the halls like a couple of cosplayers we are. I guess we're, because I guess it's past tense. I don't know. Anyways.
I mean, we're still cosplayers. We're just not at KatsuCon.
Okay, yeah, you're right. We were walking around and everything, minding our own business, but we were trying to meet people. Like, we meet people throughout con, and we're constantly talking to everyone. And basically, anyone that was in My Hero Academia cosplay, we talked to, and we got pictures with.
Yeah.
So, like, the first day, we met a group of people that was in My Hero Academia, and we started talking to them, and we know them from online, and we're like, oh my god, we've seen you online, we love your stuff and everything. We talked for like an hour, and then, like, we're gonna do a time skip now. That was in the morning, now we're at night, and once again, we're just walking around, being the cosplayers we are, and we stumble across them again. But now, they are drunk. And everyone in that group was holding each other up. And so, I don't know, Bekah, did you start talking to them? I don't remember what the conversation was at all.
I don't remember the conversation either. I don't remember what it was about, because talking with drunk people is difficult, but but throughout the conversation, they would, like, stumble away from me, so I was like, they're gonna fall over, so I'd try to, like, catch them, and they're like, no, I'm fine, and then stumble another few steps, and I'm like, You're clearly not. Let me help you. You can't stand.
We had another friend in our group that was also with us. That was also. I feel like each. There's 4 of us in our group, and we were each holding up a person, basically. Like, we had our arm wrapped around a person and their weight on us because they were so drunk. Yeah. And clearly, they haven't been drinking any water and they haven't eaten anything. So I gave them. I always carried around a few water bottles, so I gave them a water bottle for them to share and to actually have liquid inside them. And they all drank, and they all took some food and just to sober them up a bit, you know, because they were. I thought they were gonna, like, fall over the balcony at this point.
Ooh.
Because they were so drunk. But we talked for them for like 2 hours, like an hour. I don't know. We talked to them for 2 hours at least. Yeah. I mean, at the most.
It was a while.
Yeah. And we had we exchanged socials sometimes. With some of them, I don't know. Not everyone. We exchanged some socials, and we moved on with our day. Well, then next day comes along, and we run into them again. And we're like, oh my god, it's so good to see you. How's it going? How's the con been? Clearly, they did not remember us at all. And we're like, oh yeah, we met yesterday. We held you up. We gave you some water. I gave you some cookies. And they're like, that happened? That happened? I'm like, yes, that did happen. Yeah. And that happened like 5 times. In different groups of people we ran into. Like, everyone we met, no one remembered us. No one. Yeah. We would meet them one day. Disheartening. Like, I was so sad. I was like, oh, we exchanged socials. We talked and everything. We had some deep conversations. But then the next day, they forgot about us. And I was up with that. That was really disheartening. It was so bad. But that was, like, all of KatsuCon for us. We were one of the only sober groups there. Because KatsuCon is also another party con, where after dark, after 8 p.m., you have to be 18, basically, to do anything.
Yeah.
And so everyone there were drunk, they were partying, there was underage drinking.
Yeah, at every con.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah. And everyone we met, though, too, was trying to offer us alcohol. Wasn't legal, first of all. And Bekah was legal, but we're like, no, what? You get in trouble for this. Like, stop.
Yeah, it took me a few tries to be like, no, I don't want any. Like, and then they were like, oh, are you 21? And I was like, actually, yeah, I'm over 21. But I still don't want any. Like, it took a while for, like, because people would just offer and then be like, oh, are you sure? Are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I don't want it. I'm not here for that. Thank you, but no.
The catchphrase for KatsuCon is, what happens at KatsuCon will only be remembered at KatsuCon. Because literally no one remembered anything. And I even, a few days after the con happened, I was like, oh, I was posting photos, and everyone's like, oh, when did this happen? I'm like, what do you mean when this happened? We talked for like an hour when we took that photo. Like, what do you mean, when did this happen?
The Twilight
You
Zone.
were there! Basically.
Really, though.
Yeah. And then Bekah had a whole experience with Drunk Birds at Katsucon too, late at night, if you wanna.
Yeah. I mean, we were all there.
Yeah, it was the three of us then.
Yeah, it was all three of us there.
I don't know where our other friend went.
Yeah, it really was just
But
the
they
three
weren't there,
of us.
right?
Yeah.
No, they weren't there. It was just us three.
Yeah, okay.
So we were sitting in the hallway.
Yeah, we had gone upstairs to one of the people that we had met that day, their room. A lot of stuff happened in between, and they left to do something. So we just stayed in the hallway.
On the top
And,
floor, so we couldn't hear the party that was going on downstairs. Also, to set the scene, Katsucon is based in a hotel that's attached to a convention center. So there's rooms attached and everything. So it's like 22 stories or something. So we were on the top floor, just hanging out in an alcove in a hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, Bekah, continue.
Yeah, so we had been there for a few hours, and really no one had, not a lot of people had come by, and if it was, maybe 4 people had, walked by.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't seen any drunk people at that point. At least that I remember. And then, all of a sudden, out, from the, around the corner, comes stumbling this, guy with, 2 bottles of alcohol. And he comes stumbling over to us and are like, oh, hey, do you want these? I'm not gonna finish them. And I'm like, no, please take your alcohol. We don't want it. And he's like, okay, well, he's continuing to walk over to us. And he's like, okay, I'm just gonna give it to you. And I'm like, no, I don't want it near me. Don't give it to me.
Stop trying to offer us alcohol. We don't want it.
He does not get it, and he still just sits it by us. And I'm like, no. And then he goes to walk away, and he's like, no, you guys can have it. I know you'll use it. And I'm like, no, we're not opening it. Come take your alcohol back. And I
Bekah
stand
was
up to go
so
after
much
him.
more aggressive. Bekah, I have never seen Bekah so aggressive. She's like, no, I will not have this alcohol near me. Get it away.
She was done. She was not having it.
Yeah, I don't want it.
Bekah, you were, that was probably one of the most aggressive I've ever seen.
Because I don't want it. You were underage, so we could definitely get in trouble for that.
I was too.
And then,
and Dorothy was too.
You both were underage.
Yeah.
So I could get in trouble because I was the only one that was of age. And it'd been like, oh, well, you're distributing alcohol to minors. No. So I was like, no, come get this and take it with you. I don't want it. And he just leaves. And I'm like, I remember standing up and I'm like, come back here and get your alcohol. No, he just continues to walk away.
At that point, you look like you were about to go chase after that man.
I thought about it.
No.
Just to get done with it, I took the alcohol and then put it in a box in front of someone's room that was there. I'm like, nope, it's out of our hands. We've never seen it. We're all acknowledged that didn't happen, basically.
Mm-hmm.
No. Let's erase that from our memory. I don't know. That was when we stayed up till 3:30 and we really got to know each other too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Katsucon. It was it's one of my favorite cons. Just don't have expectations for people to remember you. That's all I can say. But I love Katsucon. I highly recommend going.
I know Katsucon's a party con, but it's not as bad as Colossal Con, because at Colossal Con they serve alcohol there. And they have Kalahari drinks and refillable drink cups.
Oh, don't they have those big,
yes,
huge
the
cup
giant
things?
cups you fill with alcohol slushies or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody has them. And then there's also a bar that's attached to a hot tub in the water park area.
Oh.
But at Katsucon everyone brought their alcohol. They went out of their way to get it.
Yeah.
People had
Colossal
just
is everywhere.
backpacks full of alcohol and just were pulling it out and everything. I'm like, that's 20 pounds of alcohol. I don't think you can drink that all. And you know what? Everyone did by Sunday. Though everyone was so hungover Sunday. No one got to the con till like 12, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And the con closed at like 3.
Yeah.
That day.
Everyone stayed late,
Like,
though.
oh.
Also, no hate to people who drink at cons. This is just, like, once again, our experience. Because we don't drink. Period.
Yeah, I don't mind when other people drink cons because it's more interesting for me. It's very entertaining.
Yeah!
Keep it up, guys.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like, the people, like, the amount of people that will come up to you, it's like, you're beautiful. Like, I will go, every time I walked into that con bathroom, someone would take me by the hand. It's like, oh my god, you're so gorgeous. I've never seen anyone so beautiful. Your cosplay is amazing. I'm like, I'm gonna go hang out in the bathrooms from out often. You could walk into any bathroom and get a compliment. It was so great. Go boost your ego in the bathroom. I'm telling you, there will be someone there to do it for you.
Yeah, a lot of drunk people at cons are just nice. Like, they're just friendly and they're cute. I don't know. I think that, like...
Yeah, I don't mind when other people drink. I'm just not going to.
Yeah.
Dorothy, did you have another drunk story?
I do. I do. So this was at Ohio Con. This isn't really a party con, but I mean, again, you have people drinking at every con you go to regardless, right? Have you guys been to Ohio? I don't think either of you have.
I
No.
haven't.
No.
Well, I think I went once. I worked at the con, though.
Right. It's a good con. I really like that one. There's a lot to do with the price of a badge. Like, a lot of it's free. The autographs are free. It's a good con.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah.
Well, you didn't attend
It's
it.
a great con.
But, yeah, anyways.
I can remember what a layout of a convention center looks like, but tell me what con it was at? I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
Because I worked at so many cons. Just like, oh, yes.
Right.
Anyways, continue doing it.
Yeah. Okay, so my friend and I were getting food at the convention. They had a little, what is it called? Food court to get food. So we were at the food court, and my friend had to use the bathroom. So she walked away from me to use the bathroom while I waited in line to get food. While I was, I talked to someone in the line, and then suddenly my friend came out and told me what happened when she went to the bathroom. So basically what happened is she had gone into the bathroom, and immediately when she got in there was a drunk person hung over the sink and, like, falling over. So she immediately went to her side.
Yikes.
It's like, are you okay? Is everything all right? And the girl was slurring her words and couldn't get herself together. So my friend puts her hands on her to help her up so that she doesn't, like, fall over and pass out or really hurt herself on the floor, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The friends of the drunk girl then appear. I don't know where they were before. Like, they just left the drunk girl in there thinking she was fine, I guess. And then they walk in there, and they thank my friend for helping their friend and kind of just guide her out of the room. It wasn't that late. It was maybe 9 p.m.
Oh, wow.
But... yeah.
So they weren't complimenting her when she walked in? What bathroom was
No,
this?
because she was about to pass out or die of alcohol poisoning, dude.
I mean, at least they could say, you're looking pretty, like, slurred a bit, you know?
They probably called her nice for helping their dying friend, but...
Is it truly a con bathroom without someone like that? I mean... Usually, or
True.
like someone just having a breakdown in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, that happens a
many
lot.
breakdowns.
Yeah, that does happen a lot.
I've walked in on so many breakdowns.
Many types of waterworks going on in the bathroom.
I always carry a thing of tissues on now with cons. Like, always. I'm like, oh, you want a tissue? Here, have some fruit snacks. And I can't stay there because I have to get back to work, but I'm like, hey, here's some water. I hope you're okay. I have to get back to work.
I remember one time I was just washing my hands in the bathroom, and I hear crying next to me, but their friends are all comforting them. So I'm like, okay, person's fine. I'm just gonna wash my hands and get out of here. And I don't look at them. And then they bring me into it. The friends that were comforting the crying person said, it's okay. All of us in this bathroom are in it together now. And they look at me, because... I look around like, whoa, I did not. Why'd you drag me into this?
And you're like, no, I'm not in this.
I wasn't going to say anything. No. I was just trying to wash my hands. I just had to pee. That's the only reason I was in there.
Man. Dorothy, you gotta be more prepared for these moments. Like, what are you doing?
I would have comforted them, but their friends, there was 2 friends on either side of them holding them. So they were handled. Yeah. But then they turned to me.
This random stranger in the bathroom, like, are you gonna do anything?
Yeah, what do they want from me?
No, I'm not gonna do anything. I don't know you.
Yeah.
Something that is interesting to know about all of us is I actually used to work at cons. And I worked at cons basically all my life since the age of 8 when I helped at San Diego Comic-Con as a toddler. So I've been to cons overseas, and I've been to cons in every state in except Alaska. I had not been to Alaska. In the United States, like, there's so many cons. There's a con every weekend, and that was my job. I can't do my job right now, but I helped out different vendors. That's what I cover. And so I have more of a vendor's point of view with a lot of things, because I really only started attending cons a year and a half ago. Because it's not last year, because it's 2021 now. So a year and a half ago. But otherwise, I just worked, and I have a lot of vendor stories for the future that are crazy. But we're gonna stick with attendee stories for now. But Dorothy, if you want to talk about what you know about cons and what you cover, basically.
So, with everything in my life, I'm a small failure, but I am a jack of all trades, master of none, so I like to do everything. So, I have not been a vendor, but I mostly just attend cons, I've run panels, I go to panels, I spend time in the hallways, I've volunteered one time. I don't know, I like conventions. I've been in cosplay contests. I don't know. I've tried it all, basically. I try to try it all.
And so Dorothy has an outlook on basically everything.
But very small. Not a master of any field. Just a little bit of everything.
And then Bekah?
Yeah, I don't do much at conventions. I just go and hang out in the dealer's room or the hallway a lot of times. Like, I don't go to anything. Just hang out.
But I mean, that's how you met me, so it's all okay.
Yeah.
It's all okay. You met me doing that. Man, I wonder if, working at the conventions I worked at, I wonder if I've met Dorothy at one of them, and she's, like, seen where I worked.
I feel like
so
that's definitely happened. We definitely looked each other in the eye at some point. But I don't spend a lot of time in the dealer's hall. I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time in the dealer's hall. Because some people just go to cons, they spend all their time there. Like, either in the hallway or the dealer's hall. I don't do that. I'll go not even an hour. Maybe once every day of the con. But I fill it up with going to panels and doing lots of other things.
As much as I love the dealer's hall, I've learned that there was so much more to do. Because I only thought the dealer's hall existed. I didn't even know panels existed till, like, 5 years in of working at cons. Because I just didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Always like, oh, the only people that matter are the people that I work with. And that was my thought process for 5 years, so...
Well, some people genuinely don't like panels. Like, they just find them boring. But there are a bunch of different type of panels. There's activity panels, there's educational, informative ones, Q&A panels. Dancing panels, yeah.
Yeah,
I love the dancing ones.
Yeah? What kind was it? Was it like
was
a
the
K-pop
waltz one
or?
at Anime Midwest that they do before the ball.
Yeah, it was a swing dance.
Oh.
They taught us how to swing dance.
Oh, that's fun.
Like, that was the only panel I went to for 3 years. Like, I would take an hour when I was working. I'm like, okay, I want to go to this panel no matter what. Here, you can take over, but I'm going to this panel. You can, like, that was my break as I went to go to a dancing panel. That was it. And it was so much fun. I didn't go to the ball or anything, but I got to dance, so it was great.
Mm-hmm. I went to one panel where we played Capture the Flag.
Ooh!
I know, it was weird and random, yeah. It's fun.
There was a ninja panel where they had like 50 or 60 different people playing ninja. I've never played
hand
ninja.
slapping
It looks
game?
fun.
Yeah.
I don't know how to play it, but I always wanted to join, but I didn't have time to, and it looked fun. I feel like a goal for 2021 at a con. I want to play ninja. Goals.
I'm down.
Someone write that down.
Yeah.
Play ninja. Well, that about wraps it up. A lot of laughing through that. Bekah, your laughing makes me want to laugh. Not gonna lie, this ending is a take 2 because I forgot to say some stuff I need to say. But it's all okay. It's all okay. I'm gonna say it now. So follow us on our social media platforms at Cozy Con Corner. It's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, not Facebook because I don't want to deal with Facebook. And please do email us at cozyconcorner@gmail.com and send in your con stories, and we will read them out, because we are just as interested as you are in con stories. Send them to there, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Look forward to the next episode, and bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.